A special Honolulu City Council meeting was held yesterday to introduce Bill 48 and Resolution 2176. Now, both pertain to the ongoing water crisis and offer tangible solutions for the future.
And now we turn to KITV4's Aaron Coogan, who joins us live in studio with the details of that meeting and what that means moving forward. Aaron, good morning.
Good morning to you, Maleka. Well, the special meeting held yesterday was just the beginning of what some council members say is the necessary course of action in protecting our drinking water moving forward. Now, proposal of Bill 48, introduced by council members Radiant Cordero and presiding officers Tommy Waters, would require any operator of underground storage tanks with a capacity of 100,000 gallons or more to obtain a permit from the city. Now, the meeting received written testimony from more than 1,000 Oahu residents and voiced the concerns of nearly 50 more in its virtual hearing. It was presented in conjunction with Resolution 2176, urging the permanent removal and relocation of the current Red Hill storage tanks. And KITV4 reached out to the council after the conclusion of the meeting. Tommy Waters admitting while he felt overwhelming support from the public, he said in extending invitations to the Navy, the Environmental Protection Agency, Department of Health, and Board of Water Supply, he was underwhelmed by the turnout of officials.
I was actually very disappointed that the Navy did not come and that the EPA did not come to our hearing. I mean, really, we ask questions on behalf of the public because the public has a right to know. And we did ask those tough questions. And the only people who are willing to answer is the Board of Water Supply. It's very sad, actually, very disturbing.
And that's why Waters says the bill also aims to provide greater oversight of community waters to the Board of Water Supply moving forward. He says though it will be expensive to reallocate some of those oversight resources, the cost of our clean water is priceless. Now, introduction of the proposals to the council were met with a unanimous vote to move forward. This means 2 more readings are required before its official passing. And further action is expected in the coming months. Aaron Coogan, KITV4, Island News.
Aaron, thank you. Hawaii Congressman Kai Kahele and Ed Case moving along with the Honolulu Board of Water Supply Chief Engineer Ernie Lau and others who toured the Red Hill Bulk Storage Facility yesterday. The group got to see the tanks firsthand, better understand the events that led up to the fuel leaks in May and November of this year. According to the Navy, those incidents led to the current water crisis, impacting several thousand people, mostly military personnel and their families on Oahu. Lau said the trip allowed him to better understand the events that led to the May 6th failure.
Because of a pressure surge, or what we call a water hammer in the fuel pipeline carrying JP5, was very close to could have become a more catastrophic type of release. The worst case scenario is that the viability of the aquifer in that area is compromised for a long time.
Lau says he's called on the Navy to release an unredacted version of its report submitted to the Board of Water Supply. The board's position remains unchanged, though. The Navy should move its fuel storage facility away from the Honolulu aquifer.
Right now, it's impossible for anyone to believe that our water supply is safe after what we've recently witnessed with the spill at Red Hill. So I hope that they will come to a quick agreement with the state. I know that the governor and the director...
That's Lieutenant Governor Dr. Josh Green saying that he believes the only way to solve the water issue is for everyone to be on the same page. He also says Governor David Ige and the state will continue to push its emergency order to shut down the Red Hill facility. DOH and the Navy are scheduled to have a hearing on this order on Monday. The public can watch online and a link is posted to our website. Now, 24-Hour Fitness is opening its gyms to both military and civilian residents impacted by this contaminated water, and they can use its locations in Pearl City, in Mililani and Kapolei Parkway to shower, work out, or even to just relax. The offer is available through the end of the month. And of course, you can find a full list of resources. It's on our website, KITV.com. And we want you to stay with us for continuing coverage on this water crisis. Follow us on air, online, and across all our social media. And to make it easier, just download our free KITV4 mobile app. You'll get those breaking news updates pushed right to your phone. It's 5:37 right now, and we're turning to the pandemic. 5 more people have died after contracting COVID-19. The state's death toll now rising to 1,068, and the state also reported the highest single-day case count in nearly 3 months. Now, the state's Department of Health reports 282 new COVID cases in the past 24 hours, and 230 of them are on Oahu, 28 for Maui, 13 on Kauai, 5 on the Big Island, 2 on Molokai, and 4 residents who were diagnosed out of state. Hawaii's average positivity rate is now at 2.8%.
Well, the state is seeing a 103% increase in COVID infections this week compared to last. And Lieutenant Governor Josh Green believes the next step in the fight against the virus is booster shots. That's because most fully vaccinated people are already starting to lose their immunity. Right now, more than 295,000 people in the islands have gotten the extra dose, but the LG says the ideal number would be 600,000. Lieutenant Governor now saying adding the booster shot as a requirement to the state's Safe Travels program is under consideration, but that's not the main goal.
78% of the state's eligible population is now fully vaccinated against the virus. That's more than 1 million people ages 5 and older. Another 381,000 are not fully vaccinated.
Wednesday also marked 1 year since the first COVID-19 vaccine was administered here in the islands. Dr. Lester Moorhead of the Queens Medical Center was part of that major milestone, becoming the first person in Hawaii to receive the shot.
And nearly 4,000 Hawaii inmates received their vaccine, both in the state and at the Saguaro Correctional Center in Arizona. The Department of Public Safety reports it saw a jump in demand after the state offered a one-time $50 incentive to inmates who received that shot.
Hilo Medical Center distributing more than 3,600 COVID test kits that you can use in the comfort of your own home. You can receive the QuickView rapid nasal swab tests Monday at the Ofukchinen Civic Auditorium starting at 11 in the morning.
5:39 right now. A new study discovers a third dose of Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine greatly improves protection against the Omicron variant. Dr. Anthony Fauci released data from the National Institutes of Health on Wednesday, stating 3 doses offers 20 times more protection against the variant than 2 doses alone. Time now is 5:39. Our top morning headlines still coming up, plus a reminder from health experts to bring your keiki for a checkup.
Yeah, we're going to speak to a local expert who explains why it's very important to get your keiki seen by a doctor right now. Now, if you're ready to hit the road, we got drive times coming up into town. Take a look at your screens there. Davey D is going to give you an updated road report in just a few minutes. Everything you need to know right after the break. Good morning, Hawaii. All right, let me do it.
Creature report. Creature report.
Test, test, test. Mic test, mic test. All right. We're on 11. You see it? right, nobody in the meeting yet. Here we go.
This is Good Morning Hawaii.
5:43, welcome back. Before you head out the door, here's what you need to know.
Well, the State Health Department released new test results from 27 areas of the Navy's water system. 5 of those results, located in the Iroquois Point and McGrew Point communities, detected trace levels of petroleum well below the State Health Department's drinking water threshold. The other 22 samples did not detect petroleum products, but the DOH still says anyone in those affected areas should avoid consuming or using the water at this time.
The Honolulu City Council held a special meeting yesterday to address issues at Red Hill. It heard from dozens of people who testified in favor of council measures to require permits for underground fuel storage operations and to remove and relocate the Navy's tanks.
And cases of COVID-19 here in the islands and across the country are climbing rapidly. Lieutenant Governor Josh Green tells KITV4 booster shots provide the best protection against the virus. He encourages those eligible to get theirs. And those are the headlines you need to know on this Aloha Thursday. Let's get you right back outside on those roadways. Davey?
Hey, Maleko, no stalls or accidents. We got our drive times here on the screen, about 30 minutes or less than that from Eva Beach or Mililani, less than 20 from Hawaii Kai or Kaneohe. Live shot of that Aiea stretch of the H1 between Ka'ahumanu and Ka'onohi looking good. And if we go further back through the Waipahu Kunia stretch of the H1, lots of green on the screen. Same thing for Farrington Highway as well as the H2 freeway heading southbound. Over on the windward side, Pali and the H3 look good. And we do have that little bit of a slowdown on the Like, which is expected because we do have that one left lane closed inside the Wilson Tunnel. If you're coming in from the windward side, just about 20 minutes over the Like, maybe add an additional 5 minutes because of that lane closure. And if you're coming in from Waimanalo or Kailua, maybe about 15 to 20 minutes to town once you get to Castle Hospital. Out of Kahalu'u this morning, no issues, just about 20 minutes, but we do have some slick roads there as well. Over on the island of Maui, traffic starting to build, getting your way to Kahului, but no issues to report. Coming in from Lahaina to downtown Kahului, about 33 minutes, about 23 from Anahola to Lihue on the Garden Isle. Lei, Maleko?
All right, Davey, thank you. File this one under obvious. Hawaii has been ranked the 2nd worst state for roadway travel in the U.S. That's according to a new study by Consumer Affairs, which found that 1/3 of all of the roads here in our island state are in terrible shape. Reported potholes, poor patch jobs, and traffic congestion contributed to the report. The Hawaii Department of Transportation says they're prioritizing road repair, and they've got lots of projects in the works to improve conditions in the future. U.S. Hawaii Senator Brian Schatz announced Hawaii airports will get more than $49 million in federal funds to help support airport infrastructure projects that improve safety and operations efficiency, cut congestion, and reduce the airport's impact on the environment and neighboring communities.
Monthly child tax credit payments have ended for an estimated 278,000 children in Hawaii. Under the American Rescue Plan, families with children under 18 received a credit of up to $3,600 or up to $300 a month from July through December.
Having that additional $500 has been extremely beneficial. We're, living paycheck to paycheck.
Well, advocates are urging Congress to pass a bill before the new year that would extend the credits for many struggling families. And according to the Hawaii Children's Action Network, the child tax credit payments help keep about 40,000 local children out of poverty. It's 5:47 right now. Facebook's Messenger has new fun ways to connect to family and friends this holiday season, and most Americans believe that they have had their data stolen. Jane King is at the NASDAQ marketplace with those stories and more.
73% of Americans fear they've had their data stolen. The Identity Theft Resource Center poll found few, though, take strong action to protect themselves. The survey found only 16% said they took no action, actually, after a breach. Now, of those who've been hacked, only 48% changed their password on the breached account. Well, Minecraft has crossed 1 trillion views on YouTube. By the numbers, Minecraft's YouTube community has over 35,000 creators from 150 countries. Now, the kind of content on YouTube ranges from simple role-playing Let's Play to videos that don't feature actual gameplay from Minecraft at all. And a widespread outage at Amazon Web Services disrupted various websites and streaming platforms yesterday. The second AWS outage reported in recent weeks. Twitch and Hulu were among the sites that were impacted by this. More than 22,000 people had reported issues, according to Down Detector. And Messenger has new ways to connect to family and friends over the holidays. TV host and lifestyle expert Yvette Rios says instead of just a video meeting, Messenger has added filters and games.
It is just such a fun and festive way to have those like virtual get-togethers. So it's a really good time.
There's also a Messenger Kids where kids can talk to Santa. From the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jane King.
Jane, thank you. 5:48 now. Good morning, Hawaii. Well, the Hawaii Department of Health is now encouraging parents and caregivers to get back to the doctor, resume their in-person checkups with their Keikis doctor as well. Joining us now this morning over Zoom is Dr. Mary Rose Nino from Hawaii Pediatrics to tell us more about this. Doctor, thank you so much for waking up with us this morning.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You know, the video that was posted recently is telling parents that it's time to go back to the doctor's office. Why have doctors been seeing a decrease in checkups?
So I'm a mom myself. I have an almost 5-year-old and a 17-month-old, and I actually had my second daughter last July in the middle of the pandemic. So I understand the fears and worries that come with being a parent during this time, and worried about possible exposure to their child anywhere they're going. But I want to reassure families that doctors' offices are taking extra steps to keep your children safe. These may include temperature checks, symptom screenings, increased cleaning, and separating sick and well child visits.
Obviously, parents are always concerned about protecting their children, but in doing so, they may be putting their kids at risk. Can you talk about what the risks are of not going to get your child checked out regularly?
Yes. So as pediatricians, we use these regular checkups to monitor kids' growth and development. We check their vision and hearing and just keep them up to date with vaccinations to prevent vaccine-preventable illnesses. And during these visits, we do physical exams and screeners that help us identify health issues early on. So by missing these appointments, we may be missing some issues that could be addressed. And it's also an opportunity for parents and caregivers to ask us as their providers questions about their child's health.
Well, congratulations on your baby, born just a few months ago. You know, as a new mom, again, you can obviously talk to some of the different things that doctors will tell you as you go to these checkups, especially if their child hasn't been to a doctor, say, in over a year.
Right. So during these checkups, especially in that first year of life, so having in between the first 2 years of life, there are regular routine visits that we have. And each of those, there are many important things that we track, but definitely the immunizations, I feel like are an important factor and reasons why we need to have those in-person visits. And there's so much growth that happens in those first 2 years. I'm sure for those that have children, you see all of those milestones, and we want to catch those developmental delays early on so that way we can get them the help and services they need.
Now, I want to show people the video that the Department of Health has published here, and maybe you can help explain a little bit of why getting your child in person is such an important aspect for the Department of Health.
Yes, yes. So the Hawaii State Department of Health, along with the American Academy of Pediatrics Hawaii chapter, recently launched a campaign encouraging families to resume in-person well-child checkups and dental visits too. This campaign just showcases some of the precautions that are taken, and additional resources can be found on kikicheckup.com. And if your child is due for a checkup or if you have questions, please call your pediatrician. We have been and continue to be here for your family.
And of course, if you haven't seen a doctor in a while, good idea to check back in with your doctor, make sure that everything's going well. Make those appointments now. Now, earlier in the pandemic, there was a backup of appointments, but I'm understanding that appointments have cleared up and it's easier to get your kid in now than it was, say, a year ago.
Yes, yes, that's correct. So a year ago, we had the shutdown, or over a year ago, we had the shutdown. We were spacing apart appointments, so that did limit the spaces available, but also, of course, the fear of bringing your child into the doctors. But since then, and especially with schools being in session now, we are back to our regular scheduling. We do space apart appointments to keep patients safe and try to minimize any waiting areas in common spaces. So please call your doctor to find out what they're doing to protect your child for their visits.
Dr. Mary Rose Nina from Hawaii Pediatrics, thank you so much for your time this morning and for helping to explain the importance of getting your kids back in to see those doctors. It's 5:53 this morning here. Thank you. And we'll come back in just a few minutes here with more of your top headlines here on Good Morning Hawaii. David D's got another look at your roadways. Plus, we've got traffic on the way and a special send-off next on Good Morning Hawaii. We work. Good job getting that last minute interview in there. I think that worked.
The camera got fuzzy again
Oh, really?
during your interview.
I look good.
This is Good Morning Hawaii.
Oh, Oh my goodness, the humpback whale migration season is underway. One of our viewers, Stephanie Sampson, spotted this one breaching in waters off Kaneohe. And just a reminder, the migration season runs through March. And if you're heading out to the surf, is it calm enough, Davey, to see more incidences like these?
Perhaps if the whales are cruising on the South Shore, because we got flat to 2-footers there. And over on the north, we got 6 to 8, west side 3 to 5. We're going to start to see those wave heights diminish over the next day. By Friday, tomorrow, where another bump will be rolling in, may get us to that advisory levels over the weekend. Over on the east side, where things were pumping this week, starting to calm down there as well, 3 to 5 footers, and that is a result of our trade winds starting to slow down. Low tide this morning, just before 10, under a foot. High tide later on this afternoon at 2 o'clock. Now let's talk about those winds. For today, they're going to be light to moderate, and if we take a look at our model right now, these are our current wind speeds across the state. Double digits everywhere, or single digits everywhere you look. But by Sunday, we're going to start to see those winds ramp up as another high pressure system to the north, very strong one, starts to build. So by Sunday, we'll get those breezy conditions again, late Saturday into Sunday, and those windy conditions continue on into next week. We'll take a full look at our weather, including some rain that could affect the Big Island this morning. For now, we'll send it back to Lay.
I proudly present to you the 94th Police Recruit Class.
Yeah, big round of applause over on the Big Island at the Edith Kanakaole Stadium in Hilo. The Big Island Police Department officially welcomed its newest recruit class. The 21 new recruits just completed 6 months of academy training. Today, they begin 4 months of field training, so congratulations to them. Time now is 5:58. A well-known South Shore ocean safety lifeguard is retiring this Saturday.
After 36 years of service, Ramses Cucho Rosa is stepping down. Rosa first joined the city in 1986 as an entry-level lifeguard. 10 years later, promoted to rescue ski operator, and in 2010 became qualified as an emergency medical technician. Mayor Rick Blangiardi has named December 18th Ramses Cucho Rosa Day in his honor. Very cool. Ocean safety personnel, by the way, are going to gather this Saturday to send him off in style. You can only imagine what that includes.
And he'll probably, for his retirement, be at the beach.
Right.
You know?
Probably near his old stand. Check it. Why not, right?
Congratulations. Job well done. Yeah. All right, we're getting close to 6 a.m. and here's what we're working on for you in the 6 a.m. hour of Good Morning Hawaii.
Yeah, stay with us as we discuss the top headlines here. Honolulu Fire Department reminding residents right now, peak season for home fires. Still ahead, how to make sure your home is safe from fires this holiday season.
And this morning's top stories and a full hour of Good Morning Hawaii starts right now.
Now, covering all of Hawaii, this is KITV4 Good Morning Hawaii.
Aloha to you. Good Morning Hawaii.
It is 6 a.m. on this Thursday morning. I'm Lei Uikaholo.